Now at 9, a Joplin church holds a Church in the Park event for its members. Plus, the Ozark Region Sports Car Club of America celebrates 40 years of motocross. And Main Street Axe Company hosts hatchet throwing marathon for the community of Joplin.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Carrie Worthen. Members of Central Christian Center in Joplin enjoyed the nice weather with a church at the park. They gathered at the Leonard Park at 10:30 a.m. for the service. Encouraging word, music, and games for the kids were included. And at the end of the days, attendees filled up on hot dogs and hamburgers provided by the church.
Just being a part of the community and being outside. That's why we come to this park. It's kind of we're at Leonard Park. It's kind of an unforgotten park and just kind of small and cozy, but yet there's nice trees and stuff. So we just want to be a part of nature and be a part of the community and serve God at the same time.
The service ended in prayer from Pastor Hank. The Miners Hall Museum in Franklin, Kansas today held a special program on the founding of McCune, Kansas. McCune, a town of about 400 people in Crawford County, was founded in 1881. The grain elevator is the centerpiece of McCune and still stands to this day. The presenter during the event was Kent Smith, who was close ties to the community.
Those pioneers that settled the land, a lot of the people that were instrumental in developing McCune had also had a role to play in Jacksonville, the development of the railroad.
The program began at 2 p.m. and was free to the public. Celebrating 40 years of motorsports in the Ozarks, the Ozark Region Sports Car Club of America autocross event showcased a vibrant community of racing enthusiasts at a local motorsports park. KOAM Shugum Bombadelli was there and has more.
The autocross event, which took place at Crowder College, featured a challenging course specifically designed to test the agility and control of the drivers.
So we set up cones on large parking lots or airfields, and then we divide the cars into different classes, and we race around the cones, and the best time wins its class.
With its combination of tight turns and high-speed sections, the course demanded the utmost concentration and skills from the competitors.
It lets the drivers push their cars to the limit in a safe and controlled environment. We run one car at a time, so there's no risk of like fender to fender or car to car contact, but it's still a pretty exciting event to run.
One driver says the race is challenging and it requires a lot of focused attention.
There's some adrenaline. I think probably the challenge of moving at a really quick pace is pretty exciting. The cones come at you at a very rapid rate, so you have to use your reflexes.
The autocross format emphasizes precision over sheer speed, so safety is of the utmost priority.
We have a lot of safety parameters in place. We put our drivers and our spectators' safety first, so we're very concerned about making sure that everyone is here to enjoy themselves and can go home safely.
In Neosho, Shagmamdele, KOAM News.
Over 60 cars participated in the event. Some folks in Joplin spent their Sunday throwing axes. Main Street Axe Company hosted a hatchet marathon. Throwers of all skill levels were able to enter. It featured 28 matches and a double elimination tournament. Organizers say hosting tournaments like this are a great way to bring people together for a little fun.
Today we're throwing a hatchet marathon league. We're an affiliate of the World Axe Throwing League, and so a regular 8-week league season is being played today, all in one day. So each thrower today will play 28 games.
There was also a skee ball tournament at the event. Now Chloe Arroyo joins us with a first look at the weather.
Yes, We've got some beautiful temperatures today. Current temperatures actually hanging around in the mid to lower 60s, 64 for Pittsburgh. Neosho down a little cooler at 62, Carthage 61. So overall, very mild outside. Feeling very nice. We got that slight breeze along with us as of right now, but that's going to calm down as we head into this evening. Speaking of that, temperatures dipping down into the mid 50s, 56 by the time you wake up in the morning, and then mid-morning hours, we're going to reach into the 70s, 70 degrees by the time we get to 10 a.m. Now coming up here in a bit, we're going to talk about that warm Monday that we have going on tomorrow, including the chance for isolated showers as we head into this week. I'll have the full timeline on that coming up here in a bit, including the hot temperatures that we're going to see throughout this week and even next week. I'll have all that information coming up here in just a bit.
Thanks, Chloe. We told this past week about a 12-day biking journey by Pitt State President Dan Shipp. He left Pittsburgh on Monday and made it to Wichita yesterday. Reporter Joe Baker has more on why he's riding and the impact he's having along the way.
Pittsburgh State University President Dan Shipp is biking across the state with a purpose. 800 miles of biking with 15 stops across the state.
Some days it feels like 1,000, some days like today was a great day, right? Weather was perfect and we had a really great ride into Wichita.
Kansas BMX Hall of Famer and Pitt State alum Daryl Pulliam is along for the ride as well.
I actually designed the route to start in Pittsburgh, go up through Topeka, down through Emporia, here in Wichita, and then we'll head west out to Garden City. We'll go north up to Colby and then out to the Colorado state line.
The goal for this trip to raise $8 million for Pittsburgh State Scholarship Fund to make school more affordable for students.
Our main goal for this entire event is just to raise money for our students and scholarship dollars.
Members of the team are doing more than just biking as well.
To do some service wherever we could along the way, to really share with others what Pitt State's all about, and that's active learning, active community engagement wherever we go.
On Saturday, members of the team serving our community, picking up trash along the Arkansas River.
We've done a lot of pickup as we go. So whether it's an organized project or not, we have all kinds of bags and equipment. And so if we're stopping in towns, we pick up trash and try to make parks nicer throughout the state of Kansas.
I've always loved giving back to communities that have helped us so much.
In the end, each say they hope to help those who really want to further their education.
College is expensive. For us to be able to go out and raise dollars to help, field the way for other people that may not be able to afford college but really want to go, that's really where our hearts are at right now.
Coming up, why health experts are recommending children be educated and what to do during health emergencies. An estimated 70% of cardiac arrests happen at home, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The American Heart Association says it's critical for everyone to know what to do in an emergency, and that includes children. Reporter Mandy Gather has more on what to teach kids.
It can happen in an instant. When a person goes into cardiac arrest, time is critical, and many times these emergencies happen at home.
9 out of 10 people will not survive. And that's not because that we don't know what to do for them. It's that oftentimes people don't recognize it soon enough. Oftentimes they don't have CPR performed. They don't have an AED.
Emergency physician Camilla Sasson helped write a statement for the American Heart Association, stressing the importance of everyone, including children as young as 4 years old, to know what to do in an emergency. She says the first thing to know is how to recognize cardiac arrest.
They've suddenly collapsed. They're not breathing normally. Maybe they're gasping for air.
Sasson says even young children should know their address and know to call 911 in an emergency.
We practiced about how to use the phone and tell them, hey, look, this is where I live. I need help.
Sasson says for every minute a person in cardiac arrest doesn't have CPR performed, chances of survival go down by 10%.
Put your other hand on top.
That's why she says older children who have enough strength can even learn this potentially life-saving technique.
I have them practice at home about where is your breastbone? Okay, how would you find that on somebody else? Okay, if you needed to push hard and fast at a rate of 100 to 120 beats per minute, we turn on the radio and we listen to a few songs that we know are at that beat.
Milk in elementary and middle school cafeterias could soon be banned. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is considering the ban. The Wall Street Journal reports says the USDA, which regulates school lunches, is concerned about the added sugars in flavored milk products. Strawberry milk and other flavors could also face the ban. A 2021 study found that flavored milks were the top source of added sugars in school lunches. Some public health advocates favor limiting products while others oppose it, saying it causes children to drink less milk. Chloe is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, Missouri Southern takes on Minnesota State Mankato again today. Brock Baldwin will have the highlights in sports.
You know, I was just talking to Carrie earlier about when when the best day to mow is, and tomorrow is actually going to be the best day to do that. I'll talk to you about that here in just a second. Let's take a look at our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort just west of Seneca, Missouri. My goodness, that sunset is just gorgeous, isn't it? So as you're out and about, you're probably seeing that sunset going on right now. Temperatures are accompanying that, cooling down just a hair in the 60s, mid to lower 60s. Miami at 65, Chanute a little warmer at 67, while Lamar at 62, and Carthage, you guys are hanging around at 61 degrees as it stands. And you know, these temperatures actually feeling very comfortable, but they're also pretty on track for our averages. So our normal temperature for the month of May is 78 degrees. Tomorrow we're scheduled to be high of 75 here in Joplin. So pretty on board with that consistency. Thankfully, we're not seeing 90 degrees. Thankfully, we're not seeing 40 degrees, which is our record low for Joplin, set in the 60s. But with those warmer temperatures and the drier conditions, one thing that we have to keep in mind is this drought monitor that we have to keep track of right now. We have dry conditions. Joplin is just on the cusp between normal and that abnormally dry range. But as you head further west, unfortunately, they're in those darker colors. Hickory Hill, Sedan up in that exceptional range. Independence and Fredonia also in that extreme range as well, and that extends even further up to the north. Yates Center in that extreme range as well. But luckily, relief is on the way. The next week, or the next 8 to 14 days or so, we're going to have some above average showers and storms, and I'm going to track that out for this week because we have multiple days that we could see areas of precipitation. Starting with Tuesday evening, we'll see those showers begin to kick into the metro, around the metro that is, and then we'll see some more widespread rain as we head into Wednesday evening. So keep in mind, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even on Thursday, we'll also see that chance for rain. This is Thursday about 8:30 p.m. So then we'll get a little bit of a break on Friday and a little bit of a break on Saturday afternoon before we see our next chance for rain late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. Now, mind you, none of this is severe by any means, but it's definitely going to be some wonderful relief for those drought conditions that we could see. So Sunday morning we'll be clearing out just a little bit. We'll have that cloud coverage along with that. So let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Overall, very warm temperatures, but once again, pretty average for this time of year. Upper 70s, even lower 80s, 80 and 81 for Wednesday and Thursday. But yeah, you're just going to want to make sure that you put Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on your calendar for that rain as well as the weekend.
So since it's going to be nice, it's not going to be, you know, bad storms, then maybe we could play in the rain or something with the kids. I know I have kids, so.
Oh yeah, and it's great news for farmers as well.
Yes.
So.
All right. Thank you, Chloe. Coming up, why DoorDash is undergoing a potential lawsuit and what that means for customers. Does DoorDash charge iPhone and Android users differently? A potential lawsuit says yes. A report says a proposed class action lawsuit claims that iPhone users get charged more on the DoorDash app. That's compared to Android users. It claims DoorDash charges an expanded range fee to iPhone users, but Android users who order the same items don't get that fee. The lawsuit says the extra charges are because those who use iPhones may earn more money in general than Android users. Target says it has lost $5 million due to organized crime theft this year. The retailer says it's lost more in its first quarter this year due to the crime compared to a year prior. Target's CEO Brian Cornell says the theft losses limit product availability, create a less desirable shopping environment, and put customers and workers at a safety risk. Stolen inventory reduces Target's first quarter earnings by 1% compared to last year's. A waffle maker is being recalled over safety issues. More than 450,000 Power XL stuffed waffleizers made by Empower brands are being called back because of a potential burn issue. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the risk of burns come during the making or opening of the product when hot pieces of waffle or stuffing can be expelled. A CPSC notice says the company is aware of the 44 incidents with 34 involving burns. Customers are advised not to use the product until they receive a latch adapter from the company to fix the problem. Up next, we'll meet a 12-year-old that hit an educational milestone and what his next plans include. A 12-year-old boy in Illinois is headed to a 4-year university after graduating junior college Friday. Benjamin Burmarak blew through grade school level math. His parents then homeschooled him, and that's where Benjamin finished high school math.
I'm thinking about school right now, so I'm going to finish the school first and then I'm going to think about job.
Benjamin's next stop is Lewis College in Illinois, where he'll begin studies as a junior. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Coming up, why a brewery in Missouri is celebrating a new law put into place and how it could impact the community. Pups and Pints are reunited. A dog-friendly brewery in Shawnee is welcoming pups back inside after the state of Missouri forced them out last summer. Bestie Webster takes us to the brewery where their passion paid off.
Transport Brewery's taproom started welcoming dogs when their operations manager brought hers in, and the canine camaraderie grew.
We've had, 22-year-olds making best friends with 75-year-olds because their dogs became friends.
That all stopped when the state stepped in last summer.
They brew in the back behind a locked door. There was no food preparation happening out here. So it didn't make sense, and it took a lot of the joy out of coming here. Good boy!
That's Bo's mom. She rescued him from a snowstorm and brought him back tonight for the first time since the passage of a new law that distinguishes tap rooms from food establishments. That after transport staff worked their tails off lobbying lawmakers.
Not only is one of our owners a brilliant brewer, but he's a lawyer that feels passionate about craft beer and dogs.
The new law does come with some new rules that involve leashes, hand washing, and stay off the couch.
You come here, it's like a community, and the dogs bring the community, right? So that's what we missed when it was gone. And then we came tonight, we hadn't been here for a while, and we're like, the dogs are back. So we love that.
All right, Chloe Royal takes us a look at the weather.
Oh, well, I sure have dog fever after watching that. Temperatures right now, feeling very comfortable. Once again, very seasonal for this time of year. In the lower 60s, Joplin at 62, Lamar up at 60, Iola, you're sitting at 61 as it stands right now. Now, as we head into this evening, we'll reach down into the mid-50s, 56 by the time you wake up in the morning. Our low is only going down to 54, so not very cold as we head into tonight. We'll warm up into the 70s by the mid-morning hours. Now, as we head into here in just a bit, I'll give you the full rundown on our warm weather tomorrow and also the chance for precipitation that we'll have throughout the week. I'll have the full timeline on that, including the warm temperatures that we're expecting to see. Stay tuned.
3 people were killed in a nightclub shooting in Kansas City, Missouri. Police say the shooting happened at the Climax Lounge, which is located in a residential area early Sunday. Authorities say 2 people died on the scene. One victim taken to the hospital later died from gunfire injuries. Another person who was shot was last reported to be in critical condition. A second injured victim is in stable condition. No word on any suspects or arrest. Body cam footage just released by the police in Iowa from the moment of a routine traffic stop turned into a life or death situation for an officer. Fox News correspondent Christine Coleman has that story.
The dramatic video of this high-speed chase from March of 2021 was recently released after it was used in the suspect's sentencing hearing last week. The intense video has now gone viral. It shows a police officer tell the passenger in a vehicle that he had a warrant out for his arrest. The traffic stop took place in Carroll, Iowa, about 90 miles northwest of Des Moines. The outstanding warrant was for an Illinois forgery case. Carroll police officer Patrick McCarty asked the suspect to step out of the car. Instead of following his instructions, police say the suspect shoved the driver out of the vehicle, scooted over, got behind the wheel, then started driving the car forward, even though McCarty repeatedly ordered him to stop. The officer then ends up on the hood of the vehicle.
Stop the car! Stop the car! Stop it! Stop the car! Stop the car! Get the put on the brakes! Put on the brakes!
Despite the officer's orders, police dashcam video shows the suspect speed off with McCarty on the hood of the car as they pass through an intersection. Fortunately, he did not run into anybody. The suspect keeps going as the officer clings to the car. The suspect then takes a sharp left turn because of a moving train. Dashcam video from a police car shows the moment the suspect's vehicle hit a ditch. He was thrown from the vehicle and suffered a broken back, but he did not give up on the pursuit. He's heard on video urging officers to keep chasing the suspect.
I'm okay, man. Go get him. I'm all right. Sure? You good? Go get him.
Again, this video emerged after it was used last week during a hearing for the suspect, 29-year-old Dennis Guider Jr. of Chicago. He was sentenced up to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to a felony charge of serious injury by vehicle for this incident. Reporting in Los Angeles, Christina Coleman, Fox News.
Still ahead, a lack of gender diversity in STEM.
Researchers are trying to understand how to get more women interested in STEM. I'm Marianne Rafferty with a look at the lack of diversity in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math. Coming up.
Well, it is a beautiful evening with our sunset. Earlier, we saw those beautiful colors and the sun has set and those temperatures have cooled down quite a bit. Let's take a look at our beautiful look at our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort just west of Seneca, Missouri. Temperatures hanging around in the lower 60s as it stands. Miami at 64. Joplin hanging around at 62. Pittsburgh, you're hanging around at 63 degrees right now. So still feeling a little on the warmer side, maybe on the mild side. So if you're out and about right now, still feels very nice. And with our temperatures in general, we're pretty on track to be average for this month. The month of May, our average high is 78, and we're pretty on track with that at 75. If I do say so myself. Our low, same way, upper 80, for our low, and that's pretty average for this time of year. But with those warmer temperatures and the drier conditions, the one thing that we do want to keep in mind is this drought tracker. So Joplin, you're in that dry range, just on the cusp between normal and dry. But as you head a little further west, you're not as lucky. Hickory Hill, Sedan, you guys are in that exceptional range. Independence, Fredonia in that extreme range, even extending up further north into Yates Center, Iola. You guys are in a pretty dry rate of drought going on right now, but luckily we have some relief on the way with this chance for rain as we head out through the week. This extends down into the Central Plains, including our viewing area right over here. So let's take a little bit of a timeline on this. Starting on Tuesday evening, we'll see the first band of rain push through a little off to the east and off to the west. This could shift over to our viewing area, so I wouldn't rule out a couple showers here and there on Tuesday, but Wednesday is when we could really see some more rain. Got about a 30% chance over here, and then as we head into Thursday, we'll still see that chance for rain extending within the viewing area as well. We'll see a little bit of a break on Friday, and then Saturday night into early Sunday morning is when we'll see another chance for some showers. Once again, this is very spotty. None of it of which is severe, so that's one thing to keep in mind. It's just that rainfall, so this is good news for us. It'll, one, help with the drought condition, but two, it'll also be great for you farmers out there who need rain, which is really important for this area. So yes, Sunday morning we'll see some cloud coverage as you wake up and even throughout the evening hours. So let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Temperatures hanging around upper 70s, lower 80s, very warm for this, very warm but very average for this time of year. We've got a chance for rain Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But even once again, Saturday night into Sunday morning, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a couple showers here and there. But once again, none of it severe. So very nice, very good news for us viewers in this area.
And I know, like you said before, people should not cancel their plans because of it.
Right, exactly, yes.
All right, thank you, Chloe. With summer right around the corner, there's no time like the present for a beach day. As the weather warms up and beaches across America welcome visitors to the sand. Fox Weather's Brandy Campbell spoke to the beachgoers about how they have fun while staying safe.
All right, we're joining you from Isle of Palms. This is one of 5 beaches lining the coast near Charleston, South Carolina. Also one of the 5 barrier islands. Now, if you want to take a look around, you can see it's quite a beautiful day, overcast, but the temperature is just right. And most importantly, it's dry, but that won't last for long. We know come tomorrow, we have the start of a cold front coming through, so we can expect some showers Sunday as well as Monday, maybe even some rumbles of thunder. Now, if you are deciding to hit up a beach now or anytime soon as we get closer to the official start of summer, here's some tips from those already on the beach on how to have a successful beach day.
Oh, I'm a big sunscreen girl. I do 100. Lots of snacks and towels.
Make water safety, keep in mind that you need to keep your eyes on your children, because you have to be careful with these waves and things like that. Mm-hmm. And then bring toys, with your kids, Beach is fun, so definitely bring a lot of toys and activities for kids to do.
All right, and we can even have some fun with it, finding beaches that best suit your personality. Some beaches known for surfing or even finding seashells. Or you can find a beach with some nice blue clear water if that's what you like. But keep in mind, during this time, some beaches may have a lining of seaweed as we're getting closer to the peak of sargassum seaweed on our shores. And it is also turtle nesting season. Reporting here from Isle of Palms in South Carolina, I'm Brandy Campbell. Back to you.
Coming up in sports, there's lots of action in Major League Baseball today. Plus, Missouri Southern looks to keep their season alive. We'll go through the highlights next in sports.
The Missouri Southern Lions come into Sunday needing to win 2 games in order to move on to the NCAA Division II Super Regionals. However, the Lions are only able to lose 1 game. They would be eliminated from their season. So we'll pick things up on a Sunday afternoon at Warner Turner Field. Lions are taking on Minnesota State Mankato, who they lost to on Saturday. Top of the first inning, Minnesota State strikes first. Jackson Hoggy singles this to right field for an RBI single to give the Mavericks a 1-0 lead. Minnesota State started out the game up 4-0, but here come the Lions. Bottom of the 4th, Lions down 4-0. Matt Miller pulls this down the right field line, bounces off of the fence. Henry Kuziak scores. Lions get on the board, but still trail 4-1. Bottom of the 5th now, game tied 4-4. Garrett Rice will single this through the left side of the infield. RBI single gives the Lions their first lead of the day. Now up 5-4. Later in the inning, Lions up 7-4. Nate Miskowski belt a laser to left field, and look out on the patio out there. Ground rule double gives Missouri Southern a 9-4 lead. Southern takes care of business and goes on to win and beat Minnesota State 9-4. So here we are in game 2. Missouri Southern gets the first one out of the way. But now it's a win or go home elimination game. Top of the 3rd inning, Lions trail 2-1. Ethan Clark ties it right back up with an RBI base hit single right up the middle. Game tied 2-2. Minnesota State gets the lead right back up 5-3. Missouri Southern's Leif Holting strikes out to end the 3rd inning to stop the bleeding. So top of the 4th coming now. Lions down 5-2. Nate Miskowski with a liner sent to right field. Peyton Beck will come in to score, and just like in game 1, Missouri Southern's inching closer, but Minnesota State not letting the Lions get back in this one. So bottom of the 7th, Mikey Gottschalk hits this to the right side of the infield. Miskowski can't field it cleanly. Mavericks go up 10-3. Top of the 9th now, last chance for the Lions. Double play, and that is your ball game. Minnesota State beats Missouri Southern 10-4. The Mavericks move on to Super Regionals. The Lions are now eliminated from the Central Region. And that is the end of Missouri Southern's 2023 season. Well, the Kansas City Royals are wrapping up their long road trip in Chicago. As for the Cardinals, they're trying to turn their season around with a chance to win their series against the Dodgers. Cardinals and the Dodgers at the Busch Stadium on a Sunday. Top or bottom of the second, no score. Tommy Edman parachutes this one into left field. Redbirds go up 1-0. Later in the inning, Oscar Mercado comes up and drives this into the gap, and this one will bounce and roll all the way to the wall. 2-run double by Mercado gives St. Louis a 3-0 lead. Bottom of the seventh now, Cards up 7-3. Paul DeJong. That ball is gone. 3-run homer gives St. Louis a 10-3 lead. Cardinals beat LA with a 10-5 win, and they win the series. Royals at the White Sox in Chicago. Top of the second inning, no score. Michael Massey, nice to see you here. 2-run bomb. The Southsider native picks up a home run in his hometown, so nice to see there. Bottom of the fourth, same score. Luis Robert hits this one well to right field, and this ball will just get over the fence out there and right. White Sox get on the board. They're down 2-1 after the Robert solo homer. Bottom of the seventh now, 4-2 Sox. Former Royal Andrew Benintendi at the plate. Woo pig. 2-run single up the middle. 5-2 White Sox. And that's the final score of the ball game. White Sox beat the Royals 5-2. Chicago sweeps Kansas City. Well, the NCAA Division I softball regionals are underway. A few recognizable local teams get to move on to the Super Regionals next weekend. Starting off in the Norman region, nothing is slowing down the OU softball program. The Sooners win the Norman region 16-3 in 5 innings over Cal today. The Sooners still hold the best record in the NCAA with 54 wins and only 1 loss all season long. OU will advance to the Super Regionals and host Clemson next week. The Arkansas Razorbacks are hosting the Fayetteville Regional. Arkansas had trouble all weekend with the Oregon Ducks, and today Oregon proved that once again. The Razorbacks lose to the Oregon Ducks 14-4 in 5 innings. Arkansas has now been eliminated from the NCAA Regional Tournament. Last but not least, the Oklahoma State Cowgirls keep their season alive. Cowgirls defeat the Nebraska Cornhuskers 5-2 on Sunday. OSU is moving on to Super Regionals. The Cowgirls will host the Oregon Ducks. The winner of that series will go to the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. And that'll be it for sports tonight. We'll be back after this.
While research shows women have been making strides in the field of STEM, academic experts say there's still a large gap in gender diversity when it comes to careers in science, technology, engineering, and math. Fox News correspondent Maureen Rafferty takes a closer look.
You are probably familiar with the term STEM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. But while these industries have led to some of the most important inventions in the world, a growing number of academic professionals believe a lack of gender diversity in STEM could hinder our ability to make new discoveries in the future.
We aren't going to get those differences in thoughts that build those amazing ideas that create new and innovative things for our world.
The most recent data from the Census Bureau reveals women made up roughly 30% of workers in STEM jobs in 2019. And while that's up from the 8% of women in STEM back in 1970, researchers say there's a lot more room for growth. But getting them hooked on STEM needs to happen at a young age.
By the time females reach 8th grade, they either like STEM or they don't. And generally speaking, we gain very few females who go into STEM majors after 8th grade if they didn't already have that interest.
The Roger D. Gehring Academy of Science and Technology is trying to do just that. Located in Las Vegas, the school blends STEM topics into its curriculum for their roughly 700 students.
If we discourage children in their learning early on, they're not going to have those foundations. They're not going to be successful, and we're going to drive them away not only maybe being STEM majors, but working in STEM fields.
Advocates are also calling for more racial diversity in STEM. Data from the Pew Research Center finds Black and Hispanic people are severely underrepresented in those fields. Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
Up next, why a group of seniors were given a baby shower and how that can improve their overall health. A chance to invoke some of the most powerful human emotions came with a unique effort to combat cognitive decline and memory impairment in the form of a unique baby shower at a Wichita senior care community. Bart Harry reports.
You must have been a beautiful baby You must have been a beautiful child.
Each mom's experience is special, like a unique fingerprint.
It's real, it's raw, it's a moment that they get to experience.
When we were only going to go to kindergarten.
However, there are many experiences and feelings shared by all moms.
It's happening in their mind, it's happening in their heart.
Pearl Memory Babies visited Wichita Presbyterian Manor with a gift to enrich the lives of those suffering with cognitive decline and memory impairment.
Oh, you're beautiful baby. Oh, look what I got.
The moment they hold these babies, it brings back that historical moment in their life.
She's a sweet baby. A real sweet baby.
The babies here today from Pearl's Memory Babies is here to evoke those old memories of when they had children.
She's just the best. She doesn't cry or anything.
This version of a baby shower, a chance to invoke emotion.
She is perfect for you.
Not seen in a while for many of these residents.
Little animals and babies, it brings joy to the heart.
Did you name your baby?
No.
And the joy comes from them experiencing the innocence in that baby as well.
That is so precious.
What a touching story.
That made me tear up a little bit. All right, Chloe, tell us what we have going on for the weather.
It's hard to recover after that. This weekend was a beautiful weekend, but as we head into tomorrow, it's going to feel very nice, 75 for your high. But just get all that rain on your calendar Tuesday through Thursday, including the weekend.
So that means we have tomorrow still, if anyone wants to come mow my yard. I mean, tomorrow's the day to do it, people.
Tomorrow for sure. Now or never.
All right, thank you, Chloe. That's our time for night. Thanks for joining us. We'll leave you with a video of bears at Brookfield Zoo. We'll see you back here next time. Thanks for making us a part of your night.